Well, hi guys, Omar Mad this side. And I guess you have watched the previous video,
नहीं
the tutorial 1, Introduction to React.js.
लेकिन एक सेकंड
So the tutorial 1,
ये मुंह से सुपारी निकाल के बात कर रहे बाबा
and let us have a small recap of the previous video. As you know, I have covered what is React.js and how to start React.js, what does React do, how it works exactly, the component-based architecture of React I have told you, and even I'll try to explain you better this time with a new example, the component-based architecture. And I have told you to have some extensions installed in your PC, and I have told you to have a proper IDE or a code editor, either Visual Studio Code, either PyCharm or WebStorm, your wish, that depends upon you. And yes, the first and foremost thing should be a Node.js, npm. Your PC should have Node.js installed in your PC. Without that, you're not going to work with React. I have to tell you everything. If you haven't watched the video, how to do that, just go back to the previous video and access that.
समझ रहे हो समझ रहे हो आप समझ रहे हो ना बस यही है
And now in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can create a React app. We are practically going to create a React app. I'm going to tell you component-based architecture of React again in this video, and I'm going to tell you what is Mpx, what is Npm. I'm going to tell you the folder structure of the React. This particular video is for the folder structure, and the title, as the title says, that it is for folder structure and file recognition. So let us go ahead with that. Now I'll ask you guys to open your browser. Either it's Edge, either it is Brave, either it is Chrome.
मैं क्या करूं फिर जॉब छोड़ दूं
Go for that and just search React. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry, REACT. Okay, React. So now we are in the search bar. I've searched React and I got some search results. Here we have react.js.org. So guys, what is react.js.org? It is the official website of React.js, the official documentation of React.js, published and developed by Facebook Corporation, as I've already told you in the previous video. And I'm again telling you guys, just watch that. It is very important to have a proper knowledge of React, have a proper basic information about React. And now, as you guys know, it is the official web page of React, and it is also coded in React. For getting confirmation about this, you can check here. As you can see, this extension I have told you to download to install in your PC in your Chrome. If you can see, it is lightening up, and if you click on this, it will say that this page is using the production build of React. Yes, it is using the production build of React. So that means the React official web page is coded in React. And with this extension, you can access the components used in this web page. Like I can tell you, just go to inspect option and go here and click on components, and here you have the options as components and profiler. These two you got with the help of this extension. So now if you click on components, you can see the components which have been used in this production of this web page. And now let me tell you what is component based architecture, right? So as we are already in components, let me tell you what is component based architecture. In previous video, I have told you with the example of my own website with this one, as you can see, this is not lightening up and it says it doesn't appear in React. Yes, it is not using React, it is in JavaScript and HTML, CSS. So I'll tell you with this one, it is the perfect example. It is in React and it is lightening up. And what does React do? React breaks your website into component. As you can see here, they have defined it perfectly. So React, it breaks your website into components, into small components which can be reused. You can use them again and again whenever you want. Like for example, in this web page only, we have a component of navbar. This background navbar, which is in dark blue color. It has a heading of React with the icon of React. Then it has docs, it has tutorials, it has a search bar, it has a version which is currently being used, then languages, then GitHub, and this is a component, right? It is a component. Then again we have another component, which is this one, this part React, then something this, and here are some links, take the tutorial, get started. Then again we have this component. Again we have some images. Even these images have another component, like We can have a to-do app here with live JSX editor. We can have a markdown previewer. I guess it's markdown previewer. Yes, yeah, it's markdown previewer if I'm not wrong. And then yeah, you can start. You can see this Facebook. I mean, it is developed by Facebook, right? So this is what component based architecture means. It is it is broken into components and which can be reused again. As you can see, this is the fine example of having a component based architecture. So what I'll do is I'll ask you to go on docs, and even this is in react.js, it is in component structure. Like this navbar has a separate component. This left side, for me it is left, try react online playgrounds, this part has a separate component, and this is a separate component. And then we have added all this component and we got a beautiful website. Again, a shout out to the Facebook developers. They have done done such a beautiful work. Now what I'll do is I'll ask you guys to click on this one, create a new React app, and scroll down, and you will get a box here with 3 lines of code. Npx create react my app. So guys, here my app stands for the name of your app, the name of your project. You can name it anything, but keep in mind that React is case sensitive and camel case. It follows camel case.
الحبيبي الحبيبي ولا ولا الحبيبي 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 ولا.
And as I said, there should be no capital letters in the naming of your project. Like in the nomenclature, you should not have a proper capital letter. Okay, so all the letters should be in small while you're naming a project. So that's why it is in small, my app, and then cd, which stands for change directory, then npm, which stands for node package manager. So now what we'll do is we are gonna do this practically in our PC. I'm gonna show you practically in our PC. So I'll ask you to have a folder here. Anything, I'll just name it as a react temp, which stands for react temporary folder. I'm just showing you guys, it's just a temporary folder. We'll have some projects, don't worry, but we'll do it after some days when you get a good grip on React. So now open this with code. If you don't know how to have this option, I have already told you in the previous video. Go and check that. Now open with code and wait until it gets open. Let me remove this one. Yeah, it is working perfectly fine right now. I'm sorry. And here we have the react temp, which is a folder. So we are right now in our folder, and what are we going to do is we are going to create our own React app. I'm going to tell you the folder structure of the React app, for which the main purpose of the video is to explain you the structure of React app, of the folder structure, right? So let us go in the terminal. You can go from here, or I'll go from this side also. And as you can see, I'm in my terminal. I'm in my PowerShell terminal. Now guys, listen carefully. I have many other ways to have a React app. Like I can code separately. I can just type the command separately instead of using the package of npx. I can go with this command called npm install create react app, and the name should be my app. Okay, so I can even go with this one, npm install create react app my app. What does this stands for is npm stands for node package manager, and what it will do is it will download all the package, all the dependencies. It will install those packages which have been downloaded. Then again it will create a React app. It will become big messy, yeah. I mean, just imagine having n number of files which are not in use also. So it will be a big size also. That's why we will go with npx, and everyone goes with npx. So we have this command npx create not react, it's a react app, and the name should be my app. Okay, so here we have the command called npx create react app my app, as shown from this dialog box. You can also copy and paste here, but I'll recommend you to type with your own. So what does npx do? First of all, what is the difference between npx and npm? In npm, what you have to do, what npm does is, it will, as I said, it will install, it will download the whole package, and which will not be a good one. And the other way is I can write my code separately without having these packages installed in my PC, this one, which is not an optimal way to have a React. So for creating a React app without using the package will not be an optimal one. So you should use this package, which is npx create react app, which is my app, and the my app stands for the name. You can name it anything. I'm just showing you it in a temporary way. So just click on enter and wait until it gets downloaded. So until it gets created. It will take a bit of time, as you know guys, this React, it will install some dependencies from node modules, from node.js. Don't get panic. I'll tell you what are node modules, what should be done, what should not be done, everything. Don't get panic. So let us wait. It will take a lot of time, not a lot of time, like not hours and 3 hours, 2 to 3 minutes.
One eternity later.
Till then, I'll tell you what is React. I mean, is it a library or a package or a framework? So many say, even in my last previous video, many of you guys were confused. Like many says as React.js is the framework of JavaScript.
चल झूठा
But no, guys, it is not like that. JavaScript has an open source library which is called React.js, and why they prefer React as framework, because of the popularity of React.js and because of the quicker code rendering, and yeah, because React gives a tough competition to AngularJS, Vue.js. That's why they call it as framework. That's something wrong calling it as a framework, but honestly, it is an open source JavaScript library which is maintained and developed by Facebook. So don't get panic, guys. It is creating the React app in my folder called React Temp, which is a React temporary. And then what it will do is it will create again a folder called My App. So I'll be, yeah, you can see it has created. So here I have two folders. I have first folder which is React temporary. In this folder I have one more folder called My App, and in this file I'll have the files, important files of my React app. So guys, it will take a lot of time, not a lot of time, but it will take a time. So till that, what I'll do is I'll go and I'll grab my coffee until that it gets completed. So I'll recommend even you're coding with me at the right time, at the same time, go and have a cup of coffee till that it will get started. Hi guys, I'm back with my coffee, and yeah, it was a good time. And I guess even you are back with your all the works done, and even our project has been successfully created. My app is successfully created, and let me tell you what has happened. And as you know, it has installed all the dependencies here, the npx, it has installed React scripts, and for more information you can go and you can have a look in package.json. I'll tell you even this. So it has given us some warnings here, guys. Don't look at this. I mean, as a beginner you should not worry about the warnings. You have to face many other warnings in the future from your compiler, so don't worry about this. Warnings are like yeah, you know, right? What is a warning? It simply says like, this React app will work. I'm gonna give you a pen, and that pen is gonna work. You can write with that pen, but I don't have any guarantee that that pen may leak. Like it will be work, but you have to use it accordingly. So don't worry about these warnings, guys. It is common as a beginner. And then again we scroll down, we have some commands here for our use. For npm start, it will start the development server, and npm run build, which will build the production, like as about this website I have told you, it is in the production build of React.js, right? As this says, the page is using the production build of React. So if you want to build a official website and official app, and you have to public it, you have to make it as a public app, then you have to use this one, npm run build, and in that you have to use static files. That will be a high level of React.js. Then now you have npm test for testing and debugging, and then you have npm run eject, then we have cd and npm start. So that's what we are gonna do. We're gonna change the directory. Right now we are in the folder called React temp. So I'm not gonna do anything in this folder because React temp does not have anything. My app folder has everything. So I'm gonna change my directory from React temp to my app. So here I am with cd my app, and now as you can see, until here we were in the temp, and now here we are temp and my app. So now what are we gonna do is we are gonna start the development server. What is development server? I'll say you, and this whole works upon Node.js. So that's why I have told you to install Node.js in the previous video. Now just simply go npm start. Okay, npm start, and click enter. It will take a small time. I mean, it will not take a lot of time like it took in the previous one. Hardly a minute or 2 minutes. Don't get panic again. It will start the server here. Taylor, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you the folder structure. However, this video is particularly for folder structure to understand each and every file of React.js, like what each and every file provides you and what each and every thing does. Just a second, guys. Yeah, I'm back. So what it does, and then it has some files. Okay, we have our development server running on the local host called 3000. You can see here, like for Angular it is 4040, I guess. I'm not much familiar with AngularJS. For HTML CSS, if you are on a live server, it shows 5500, yeah, 5500, and for React JS it shows localhost 3000. So yeah, our app is running upon this folder, sorry, this localhost. The port is 3000, and this is our app, create React app. What we did is we have just copied this, we have just wrote this command, we have changed the directory, we have started the server. Okay, we have just done these three things and we got this one. So this is pre-built. I mean, as soon as you just do all these three things, you get this one. It is pre-built of React, and here it says edit src app.js. I mean, src is a folder again. So here src folder is inside that folder of my app. So we have a temporary folder React temp in which my app, in which I have my folder called my app, which is my main app, and in that my app folder I have again a folder called src, which has all the important files, and in that I have app.js, a file, a JavaScript file, and here that says that if you want to render anything, you can just edit this file and you can save, then you can reload, you will get the output here. So let me take you to this one. Now you can see here compile successfully. It is saying, yeah, the compiler is working perfectly fine. Here you can see the localhost 3000, that's the common port, and here it is on my network. Like if my mobile phone and if my PC are connected to the same Wi-Fi, then I can access with this link in my mobile phone also. It is really very helpful for having a responsive web design, responsive web app. If you are creating a responsive app, you can check it in your mobile phone by entering this link when your mobile is connected to the same Wi-Fi with the PC. And now let me tell you the folder structure. Here we have some kind of folders. So first let us go with node modules. Guys, ignore this. I mean, you have to ignore many of the folder files here. I'll tell you right now, being a beginner, you have to just focus on src and public. You have two folders here which are very important. Src and public are the two folders which are important, so you have to focus a lot most on src, then on public. Rest all you have to ignore as a beginner. Okay, so here we have node modules. Here these all modules have been installed, and that is why it took a lot of time previously for installing these all modules. Here it has installed around 708 contributors and 1907 packages in 758.13 seconds something, blah blah blah. So these are all 1907 node modules. It is none of your business, just don't touch it. It is a separate one, ignore it. And then here we have Git Ignore. For you guys, what is Git Ignore is, this file says GitHub to ignore which type of files. I mean, this file is a file which says the Git to ignore some kind of files. Let me tell you with an example here for your kind of information. If you use GitHub, if you are on GitHub, guys, then please make sure to follow me, and and you can connect me on my GitHub also. Right now, let me give an example from code generator. And yeah, here, so here we have Git Ignore file which says to ignore some types of node modules. It says to ignore the dependencies of node modules, some .pnp, .pnp.js. It also says to ignore the coverage. It also says to ignore build. It also says to ignore these all files. So Git Ignore, it says to ignore some kind of files which is mostly used while you're publishing your repository. And then let us come back. Let me remove this. Let us come back here to the folder structure. Then here we have package log.json and package.json. This is in JSON format, guys. It is, as you can see, it is in JSON. If you guys don't know what is JSON, so JSON stands for JavaScript Object Syntax. Sorry, JavaScript Object Notation. I'm sorry. It stands for JavaScript Object Notation, and I guess you guys should know what is JSON from JavaScript itself. And here it has everything, a record, whatever you have installed, and with the version it is being used right now. Like I have installed React, the version is 17.0.2, some web vitals, some React scripts, and then I have all these things installed in my PC, in my package. These are all packages which I've installed. And then here last I have readme.md. Readme is it is a guide for beginners. It is a guide for the people who are accessing your project. As you guys know, again, in GitHub, it's very important to have a readme file so that the other programmers can easily access your project by just studying the readme. Okay, so you have to ignore readme, you have to ignore package.json, package log.json, and node modules, and Git Ignore. Why? Being a beginner, you should not focus on this. You should focus on this src and app.js. Here we have. This is the main thing, guys. As you can see, edit src app.js and save to reload. You can see the line here, and you can see the same line here. So whatever you code here will be updated in our development server here. So how does it get updated, and what are imports and exports? I'm going to tell you right now. Like first of all, let me tell you what is import and export. Okay, I have written this code and I'm gonna export this. So I'm gonna export this app and I'll export it with the React DOM in index.js. We have this just 18 lines of code, and from those 18, 3 are comments only. So here React DOM, I'll tell you what is React DOM in upcoming videos, but for us the React DOM is used for rendering your code. It is used for rendering the code which you have written, and I'm gonna render app here, which is my this one app.js. So I have exported my app, export default app. As you can see here, I've written it is exporting my default app, and again I've imported here import app from /app. So I have exported it from the app.js and imported it here, and here I have the access of app, and I'm gonna render this app on a single ID, which is root. So guys, let me tell you, when you go to public, when you go to in public folder, you have HTML, index.html. Let me remove this comments here. There, I mean, for me it's none of my business again, these comments, and let me remove this, even this. So now we are good to go, and let me save it. So guys, as you can see here in the HTML page, we have just 23 lines of code, and the beauty of React is you're gonna render whole project in the single div, in the single root, in the single ID called root. Here this is the root, and you're gonna render your whole project, whole app.js, whole app.css in this root, upon this root. Okay, so with the help of JavaScript we populate the root. Okay, that is shown in index.js here with the JavaScript property document.get element by id, which is on root. So I'm asking this root to come here, and I'm populating this root to render my app. And my app, I have called my app here. Here it has self-closing tags. It is in JSX. I'll tell you what is JSX again. JSX stands for JavaScript Syntax Extension, guys. I'll tell you what is that. So we are familiar with import and export right now. So here I have imported the app, which I've exported it from here. You can import anywhere, guys, not only here. You have once exported here, you can import anywhere. I have also like CSS, right? CSS, I have exported this here. Okay, not this one. Okay, CSS is already exported. So here we have CSS. We can access the CSS here, right? Import app.css, everything. So that is the beauty of React. You can reuse a code. This is what I was telling. You can reuse it. And for right now, let us do something like let me remove this line and add. What can I do? Okay, just let's start. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's start React JS with home. Okay, that's me. Let's start React JS with home. And if I just save this, it is gonna compile and it is gonna show me here. Let's start React JS with home. As you can see, guys, here I have everything. So this is what I was telling you. What I have done here is I have written my code here. I have exported this, and with the help of this React render method, React DOM.render, on the root I'm rendering this whole app, and I'm rendering this whole page. So this is the workflow of React, and why it is showing me 9 errors is because of JSX. I have written here as it is a JS file, as extension is for JS. If I add X here, because JSX, these are JSX code here, JavaScript syntax extension codes here. That's right. That's nothing to get panic. I'll tell you in the next video how to tackle this. Tackle this problem. It is not a big task, right? Just you can add X here, and you can just again start your server. So it is React, and you can do something like this to see. As you can see, it's working perfectly fine here. And let me explain you some properties from here, not properties, some files from here. Yeah, so here you have fav icon, which is your icon of React of this one, this icon. You can see this, the top icon, that is React. That is the icon, and here you can see the React. It's loading, I guess. Yeah. Then here you have index.html, which I've already told you, and let me change the title as React temp. Okay, I'm just showing you guys. It's not a big one. Like if you see, you can see the title here, React temp, and now what we have some logos here. So we have logos here, this logo, and I guess again this logo. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, that logo. Yeah, we have the same one. We have this logo, and which we have here also. So we have logos here, and then we have manifest.json, and then we have robots.txt, which is not in use, so ignore even this. But most of you guys, and then here you have CSS, which is for styling, JS, the one main the main file, then app.test.js for testing an app, then index.css again, and then index.js for rendering your app, again a logo, then web vitals and setup.js. So guys, the whole project, whole React is working upon only a single div, a single root, a single ID called root, and this is my whole React, and this is the whole folder structure of React. I hope you guys have understood what is a perfect folder structure for React, and this is what React does. How, and this is our first app. We have practically did these commands. We have practically practiced these commands, and we have did this. In future I'm going to tell you more about this. For you guys, I'll tell you more about this in future, so don't get panicked right now. Just this is for today. I hope you understood what is React and about the whole process I have told you here. I'll give you homework if you want. I'll give you homework. That homework would be go on your PC, just type the commands which I have told you, the same one. I mean just these commands, and you can play with your own React app. Just play with it. Don't get panic. Make it your friend. Play with it. Be comfortable with React app. If you have any doubts, you can just comment them below in the comment section. And I guess you're doing great. That's me, Om Verma, signing off. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Open Gangnam Style.